Students, in last lecture we have completed filariasis and typhoid. Now the next disease we have to study in this lecture, that is pneumonia. You have heard about the pneumonia. Pneumonia is the respiratory disease, or it is causing the infection to our respiratory system, and there are number of causal organisms which are causing the pneumonia. There are some bacteria which are responsible for the causing pneumonia. There are some viruses which are causing pneumonia. There are also some fungal pathogens which are causing the pneumonia. So first of all we have to see which are the causal organisms for causing pneumonia. So here I am writing here bacterium, viruses and fungal pathogens. So three different groups of organisms are responsible for causing the pneumonia. So first here bacterium, Streptococcus pneumoniae. This is the name of the bacterium, Streptococcus pneumoniae, which is common cause. Commonly the pneumonia is going to be infected by this pathogen, Streptococcus pneumoniae. Other bacterium, it is Haemophilus influenzae. Haemophilus influenzae, which is gram-negative bacterium. So these are the two bacteria causing pneumonia. First is the Streptococcus pneumoniae and second is the Haemophilus influenza. So these are the two bacteria responsible for pneumonia. Now the viruses, there are number of viruses. As you see here, Haemophilus influenza virus. So you have to remember that this is bacterium and this is also virus. Haemophilus influenza virus, respiratory syncytial virus RSV, respiratory syncytial virus RSV, adenovirus and parainfluenza. So there are about 1, 2, 3 and 4 viruses which are responsible for causing the pneumonia. Haemophilus influenzae virus, then respiratory syncytial virus, adenovirus and parainfluenza. So these 4 viruses are responsible for causing the pneumonia. Then fungal pathogen, there are 2 fungal pathogens, Pneumocystis jirovecii and Pneumocystis carinii. So these are the 2 fungal pathogens, Pneumocystis jirovecii and Pneumocystis carinii. So these are the 2 fungal pathogens which are responsible for the infection of pneumonia. So there are 2 bacteria, 4 viruses and 2 fungi. In all, different 8 organisms which are responsible for infection of pneumonia. But the most important point, the most common causal organism of the pneumonia is the bacteria, that is Streptococcus pneumoniae. That you have to remember. Common, mostly causal organism of the pneumonia is the bacteria, Streptococcus pneumoniae. So here what which organ is affected by this pathogen, that we have to see. So here inflammatory condition of the alveoli of lung is called as the pneumonia. In lungs, alveoli are present, that is air sacs. We have studied the respiratory system, and in that respiratory system, in lungs alveoli are present, and these alveoli are going to be inflamed. Alveoli मध्ये काय होते, सूज येते, and that inflammatory condition of alveoli is called as pneumonia. Alveoli get filled with a fluid leading to severe problems in the respiration. In this alveoli, a fluid is secreted by the infection of this pathogen, and therefore the respiration process is to be affected, and therefore it is most serious disease and it is causing death of some persons, because alveoli are getting filled with fluid. And if the alveoli are getting with fluid, there is no proper respiration or no proper breathing takes place. कारण alveoli मध्ये एअर सॅक्स आपण म्हणतो, एअर सॅक म्हणजे त्याच्यामध्ये हवा असली पाहिजे, परंतु इथं काय होतं pneumonia त्याच्या आतमध्ये फ्लुइड सिक्रेट केलं जातं alveoli मध्ये, आणि ड्यू टू दिस फ्लुइड alveoli are not able to breathe, they are not able to transport oxygen and carbon dioxide. So breathing is affected and respiratory system is going to be affected. So it is common disease that occurs in all age groups. It is common disease which is found in all age groups. Maybe smaller age or maybe higher age. So these are the causal organisms. Now here the different infectious agents we have to see. This is the adenovirus, this is Legionella pneumophila, then this is Aspergillus mold, fungi pathogen, this is bacterium Streptococcus pneumoniae. So this is the virus, this is bacterium, and these are the this is also bacterium, and this is the fungi or fungi. So all these different pathogens belonging to virus, belonging to bacterium, and belonging to fungi are responsible for the causing pneumonia. Now how this disease is transferred, what is the mode of transmission of pneumonia? That it is communicable disease, जे हा संसर्गजन्य आजार आहे त्यामुळं the infection is occurring through droplet infection, that is by inhaling the pathogen released in the air by infected person through coughing, sneezing, etc. So when the person is affected or infected by this pneumonia, then when that person is showing coughing action or sneezing action, the pathogen particles of this pneumonia are coming into the air, and if those droplets of air are taken up by other person, then the transmission of pneumonia is taking place. म्हणजे ज्या व्यक्तीला pneumonia झालेला आहे त्याच्या खोकल्यामधून आणि त्याच्या शिंकामधून हे पार्टिकल्स काय होतात, बाहेर येतात, आणि त्याच्या सानिध्यामध्ये आपण आलो आणि जर ते आपण आपल्या श्वसनामधून आत घेतले तर आपल्याला इन्फेक्शन होऊ शकते. सो हिअर थ्रू ड्रॉपलेट इन्फेक्शन बाय इनहेलिंग द पॅथोजन रिलीज्ड बाय द infected person. This is the most important mode of transmission, and by sharing utensils with an infected person. Some sources or some objects which are used by the infected person, and if those objects we are using, those utensils we are using, then there is risk of infection of this pneumonia. म्हणजेच काय की त्या व्यक्तीने वापरलेली वस्तू, मग त्याचे कपडे असतील, त्याचा कंगवा असेल, त्याचा रुमाल असेल, त्याचा टॉवेल असेल, तर त्यातून इन्फेक्शन होऊ शकते. सो दीज आर द टू मेथड्स ऑफ मोड ऑफ ट्रान्समिशन. नाउ व्हॉट आर द सिम्पटम्स ऑफ दिस डिसीज? सो हिअर कफ, मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट सिम्पटम इज द कफ विच इज शोईंग येलो ऑर ग्रीनिश स्पुटम ऑर फेल्जम. म्हणजे खोकला होतोच, पण खोकल्यामधून कफ बाहेर पडतो, ज्याला आपण शेंबूड म्हणतो, जो येलोइश कलरचा किंवा ग्रीनिश कलरचा असतो, आणि त्याला स्पुटम किंवा फ्लेजम असं म्हटलं जातं. सो हिअर जी छाती भरते त्यांची, कफ तयार होतो आतमध्ये, आणि खोकल्यामधून ते कफ आपल्याला बाहेर पडलेला जाणवतो. सो दिस इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट सिम्पटम. हाय फीवर, देन शॉर्टनेस ऑफ ब्रेथ, दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज अ डिस्पोनिया, बिकॉज alveoli are getting filled with a fluid, that is the greenish or yellowish sputum, and hence there is breathlessness or shortness of breath taking place, and which is called as a dysphonia. Then chest pain during deep breath or coughing, when that patient is showing coughing or they are showing deep breathing, the infection to the chest, that is pain to the chest is taking place. Then loss of appetite, भूक मंदावते पुन्हा त्या व्यक्तीची, फटीग, कंटाळा येतो, हेडेक, डोकं दुखतं, समटाईम्स वॉमिटिंग, उलटी होण्याची शक्यता असते, जॉईंट पेन्स अँड मसल एक्स, म्हणजे स्नायू दुखतात किंवा सांधे दुखतात, असं शरीरामध्ये आपल्याला बऱ्याच ठिकाणी वेदना झालेल्या बघायला मिळतात. द मोस्ट कॉमन सिम्पटम यू हॅव टू रिमेंबर दॅट कफ विथ येलोइश अँड ग्रीनिश स्पुटम ऑर phlegm. Okay, so these are the symptoms. Now how to diagnose the pneumonia? So here first is the blood test. While you are taking different blood tests, the pneumonia is diagnosed with the blood test, and the second is we have to take chest x-ray. छातीचा x-ray काढल्यानंतर छातीच्या x-rayमध्ये तुम्हाला अल्व्हेओलाई जे आहेत त्या फ्लुइडमध्ये भरलेले बघायला मिळतील, आणि त्याच्यामधून सुद्धा आपल्याला त्याचं इन्फेक्शन झालेलं डायग्नोज करता येईल. Now which are the tablets or medicines taken to prevent or to control the disease? So here course of treatment depends upon the pathogen leading to the disease. Which pathogen is causing pneumonia? Either it is bacteria or it is virus or it is fungus. So related to that infection the medicines are to be taken, and then for bacterial pneumonia the antibiotics are used like benzyl penicillin. So in case of bacterial infection, because most common factor responsible for pneumonia is the bacterial infection, So in case of bacterial infection, antibiotics are to be taken which are known as benzyl penicillin or ampicillin and chloramphenicol. So these are the three antibiotics which are taken to control the pneumonia: benzyl penicillin, ampicillin and chloramphenicol. So these are the three different medicines or antibiotics which are taken for the pneumonia. Now how to prevent the pneumonia? So first here, use face mask to minimize the droplet infection. So while sharing or while sitting together with an infected person or the symptoms which are showing like pneumonia, so when you are sitting together you have to use the face mask. म्हणजे ज्या इन्फेक्टेड पर्सन्स असतील त्याच्या आजूबाजूला वावरताना आपण फेस मास्कचा वापर केला पाहिजे की त्याच्यामुळं त्यांच्या खोकल्यातून किंवा त्यांच्या शिंकामधून येणारे ड्रॉपलेट्स आपल्या बॉडीमध्ये जाणार नाहीत. सो दिस इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट प्रिव्हेन्शन. देन वॅक्सिनेशन इज व्हेरी मच इम्पॉर्टंट इन केस ऑफ चिल्ड्रेन. म्हणजे लहान मुलांना आपण अगोदरच वॅक्सिन दिलं निमोनियाच्या अगेन्स्ट तर त्याचा फायदा होऊ शकतो आपल्याला. देन वॅक्सिन्स अगेन्स्ट हिमोफिलस इन्फ्लुएन्झी and Streptococcus pneumoniae in the first year of life help greatly to reduce the chances of causing pneumonia. जर लहान मुलांना पहिल्या वर्षामध्येच हे वॅक्सिन दिलं तर बऱ्यापैकी आपण निमोनियाचं इन्फेक्शन काय करू शकतो, रिड्यूस करू शकतो. सो युझिंग फेस मास्क अँड युझिंग अदर प्रिव्हेंटिव्ह मेजर्स वी हॅव टू कंट्रोल दी pneumonia and secondly use of vaccine. So this is all about the pneumonia. Now the second disease in today's lecture we have to see, that is common cold. म्हणजे आता पावसाळा सुरू झालेला आहे आणि ह्या पावसाळ्यामध्ये आपल्याला नॉर्मल सर्दी खोकला होतो, थंड ताप येतो, कणकणी आल्यासारखी होते. तो जो डिसीज आहे त्याला कॉमन कोल्ड म्हटलं जातं, विच इज कॉमनली कॉल्ड ॲज, हिअर वी कॅन सी nasopharyngitis, acute viral rhinopharyngitis, acute coryza or a cold. त्याला 4 नावं दिलेली आहेत. सो which is the causal organism for the disease? It is belongs to virus group and there are 2 viruses, rhinovirus and coronavirus. Rhinovirus and coronavirus, these are the 2 groups of this causal organism. Now this is causing infection to nose and upper respiratory tract but not to the lungs. So in pneumonia and common cold, both are causing the infection to our respiratory system, but infection to upper respiratory tract is caused by this common cold disease, by this rhinovirus or coronavirus. And in case of pneumonia, lower respiratory infection, that is in lungs, alveoli are getting infected. So you have to remember the difference between these 2 diseases. pneumonia मध्ये काय होतं, लोअर रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रॅकला इन्फेक्शन होतं, alveoli are getting filled with flu. And in case of common cold we have to see here infection is taking place at the upper respiratory tract, means nose and respiratory tract, that is trachea. So upper respiratory infection is seen in this common cold but not to the lungs. That we have to remember. It is commonly called as nasopharyngitis, acute viral rhinopharyngitis, coryza, acute coryza or cold, and it is also seen in all age groups. There may be young children or elder or older. So here we have to see the causal organism of this common cold. Now how to transfer this disease, what is the mode of transmission? Same in case of pneumonia as we seen. Here also through droplet infection this disease is transferred, that is by inhaling the pathogen released in the air by the infected person through the coughing and sneezing. म्हणजे ज्या व्यक्तीला इन्फेक्शन झालेलं आहे त्याच्या सानिध्यामध्ये आपण आल्यानंतर त्याच्या खोकल्यातून किंवा त्याच्या शिंकामधून येणाऱ्या पार्टिकलमुळे हा आजार पसरू शकतो. बाय शेअरिंग द युटेन्सिल्स ऑफ दोज इन्फेक्टेड पर्सन, हिअर वी कॅन सी इट इज ऑल्सो ट्रान्समिटेड थ्रू कॉन्टॅमिनेटेड ऑब्जेक्ट्स लाईक बुक्स, पेन्स, कम्प्युटर, कीबोर्ड्स. म्हणजे ज्या व्यक्तीला कॉमन कोल्ड झालेला आहे त्या व्यक्तीने कीबोर्डवर काम केलेलं असेल, त्यानं पुस्तक वाचलेलं असेल, त्यानं पेन वापरला असेल, आणखीन काही वस्तू वापरली असेल आणि ती जर आपण वापरली तर त्याच्यातून सुद्धा इन्फेक्शन होऊ शकतं. सो दीज आर दी मेन मोड ऑफ ट्रान्समिशन. नाव व्हॉट आर द सिम्पटम्स ऑफ दिस कॉमन कोल्ड? सो व्हेरी easy symptoms are there. Symptoms are cough. First symptom is cough. ते सोअर थ्रोट मीन्स थ्रोटला इन्फेक्शन होतं, घसा खवखवणे आपण त्याला म्हणतो थ्रोट सोअर. रनी नोज नाक गळायला लागतं. अँड नेसल कॉन्जेशन म्हणजे नाकामध्ये आपल्याला असं नाक बंद झाल्यासारखं होतं, नाकाने पूर्ण श्वास घ्यायला येत नाही. नाकाच्या आतली जी आपली ल्युमेन आहे त्याच्या कडीची जी मेम्ब्रेन आहे ती थोडीशी सुजल्यासारखी होते, त्यामुळे नाक गच्च झाल्यासारखं, नाक पॅक झाल्यासारखं होतं. नॉर्मल सर्दी खोकला आपल्याला पावसाळ्यामध्ये जो होतो त्यावेळेला जे जे सिम्पटम आपल्याला दिसतात तुम्ही सगळ्यांनी ते अनुभवलेलं आहे. तर ते सगळे सिम्पटम आपल्याला इथे सांगता येतील. कफ आहे, सोअर थ्रोट आहे, रनी नोज आहे, नेसल कॉन्जेशन आहे. हे समटाईम्स हेडेक, फटीग, टायर्डनेस, कंजक्टिव्हिटीज. काही वेळेला डोकं दुखू शकतं, टायर्डनेस असं कंटाळल्यासारखं आळसल्यासारखं होऊ शकतं, किंवा आपण म्हणतो की कंजक्टिव्हिटीज डोळे लाल होतात, रेडनेस ऑफ आय अँड शिवरिंग. काही वेळेला थंडी पण वाजू शकते. सो दीज आर दी कॉमन सिम्पटम्स ऑफ दिस कॉमन कोल्ड. नाव हिअर प्रिव्हेन्शन, हाऊ टू प्रिव्हेंट दिस डिसीज. वी हॅव टू स्टेईंग अवे फ्रॉम द इन्फेक्टेड पर्सन. ज्या व्यक्तीला इन्फेक्शन झालेलं आहे त्याच्यापासून आपण थोडं लांब राहिलं पाहिजे. नेक्स्ट, हँड वॉश विथ प्लेन सोप अँड रबिंग ऑफ हँड्स. कंटिन्युअसली वी आर washing the hands and rubbing the hands to avoid the infection. Then inhalation of warm water vapors help to reduce the infection. When you are having infection of this common cold, you have to take warm water vapors, garam पाण्याची वाफ घेणे. So this is the prevention we can take place. Use of handkerchief or use of mask to our nose and mouth to reduce the infection. Then alcohol based hand sanitizers that we have to use. And lastly we have to use the medicine here, effective drug cetirizine. So this is all about the symptoms and the control measures. Now we have known this COVID-19, that is corona, which is infecting all over the world. It is same as this common cold, but the transmission process or the transmission period is very very fast, and it is little bit more dangerous than this rhinovirus or coronavirus which is infecting the common cold. जे हा सेम जर तुम्ही ह्याची माहिती बघितली तर आत्ता सगळेजण तुम्ही कोरोनाची माहिती ऐकताय, सेम तशीच आहे. फक्त हा थोडासा कमी सिरियस असणारा डिसीज आहे, पण याच्यापेक्षा जास्त सिरियस आपल्याला आत्ताचा कोविड-19 जो व्हायरस आहे त्याच्यामुळे होणारा जो कोरोना आहे त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला त्याचे सिम्पटम्स बघायला मिळतील. सो ऑल अबाउट दिस कॉमन कोल्ड. नाव it is there is one question which is asked in 2012. Common cold differs from pneumonia. As just we have seen, in pneumonia what happens and in common cold what happens. So there are 4 sentences, and what is the difference, correct difference that we have to identify. So here pneumonia is communicable disease, whereas the common cold is a nutritional disease. This is the first sentence given difference. Second, pneumonia can be prevented by a live attenuated bacterial vaccine, whereas the common cold has no effective vaccine. This is the second sentence. Third, here pneumonia is caused by virus, while the common cold is caused by the bacterium Haemophilus influenza. This is the third difference. And fourth difference, pneumonia pathogen infects alveoli, whereas the common cold affects nose and respiratory passage but not the lungs. अशी 4 सेंटेन्सेस डिफरन्स दिलेले आहेत. कुठलं बरोबर असू शकतं तुम्ही गेस करू शकताय का बघा. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सी हिअर, pneumonia is communicable disease. It is right. Whereas the common cold is a nutritional disease म्हणलेला आहे. Common cold is nutritional disease? No. So this is the wrong answer, first sentence. Here pneumonia can be prevented by live attenuated pathogen or bacterial vaccine म्हणलेला आहे. वॅक्सिनमध्ये कधीही लाईव्ह पॅथोजन वापरत नाही, डेड असतो किंवा तो इनॅक्टिवेटेड असतो. इट इज ऑल्सो रॉंग आन्सर. pneumonia is caused by virus. It is right. And the common cold is by bacterium. It is wrong because common cold is caused by virus. So the last option is correct answer here. Pneumonia pathogen infects alveoli, while common cold infects the upper respiratory tract but not the lungs. So this is the fourth answer is the correct answer related to this question. Now further, small disease, ringworm or dermatophytosis, की जे स्किनला इन्फेक्शन होतं. इट इज फंगल इन्फेक्शन कॉज्ड बाय फंगल पॅथोजन विच इज कॉमनली कॉल्ड एज ringworm or dermatophytosis because it is causing to outer side of skin. So here the pathogen, this fungi, 3 fungi are responsible for this infection: Trichophyton, Microsporum, Epidermophyton. So those are 3 fungi: Trichophyton, Microsporum and Epidermophyton. So these are the 3 causal organisms which are responsible for causing the ringworm. Now we have to see which pathogen infects which body organ. So here Trichophyton, which causes infection on skin, hair and nails. Skin, hair and nails. All these 3 organs are infected by this fungus Trichophyton. Then Microsporum, which is causing infection to skin and hair. Only skin and hair are going to be affected by this pathogen Microsporum. And Epidermophyton is causing infection to skin and nails. So first fungal pathogen here, Trichophyton, is causing all 3 parts: skin, hair and nails. Second, Microsporum, it is causing infection skin and hair only. And third, Epidermophyton, it is causing skin and nails. So we have to remember these points for the NEET exam. So the what these fungus do, these fungi are feeding on the keratin, which is present in our skin, hair and nails. This keratin is a dead protein which is found on our outer layer of skin, hair and nails. Our skin, hair and nails are having this dead keratin protein, the protein, dead protein which is keratin, and on this keratin these fungal pathogens are feeding, and therefore they are causing infection to skin, nails and hairs. So here the ringworm disease is also called as dermatophytosis. Derm means skin and it is skin infection, so it is called as a dermatophytosis. So we have to see here, this is showing hand, and on that hand here is the ringworm lesion. असं गोल आपल्या हाताला काय होते, इन्फेक्शन झाल्यानंतर लालसर रंगाचा असा पट्टा किंवा असं चट्टा आपण त्याला म्हणतो, तशा पद्धतीचं इन्फेक्शन इथे झालेलं बघायला मिळतं. हे इथे लाल दाखवलेलं आहे. अँड दिस इज दी मायक्रोस्पोरिक रिंगवर्म. ज्यावेळेला आपण इन्फेक्शन झाल्यानंतर बघू मायक्रोस्कोप खाली, त्यावेळेला असं फंगल पॅथोजन, त्याचे हायपी स्ट्रक्चर, फंगल हायपी आपल्याला तिथं बघायला मिळतं. So this is the diagram. Now mode of transmission, it is directly from infected person to another person, means directly human to human. Sometimes the pet animals which are present in our house like dog, cat and domestic animals like sheep, goat, cattle etc. are also responsible for the infection. Particularly it is transmitted from human to human, but sometimes when the pet animals are present in our house, that is dogs, cats or some cattle like sheep, buffalo etc., those are also causing the ringworm infection and sharing of clothes, towels, combs with an infected person. When we are sharing the towels or cloths or combs with infected person, it is also showing transmission of ringworm. Now what are the symptoms of this disease? So here, appearance of inflamed ring-like areas which are present on our neck, groin region, nails and scalps, means on our skin or in our groin region म्हणजे काखेचा भाग आपण त्याला म्हणतो, or nail region or in scalp. Scalp म्हणजे डोक्यावरची जी स्किन आहे त्याला स्कॅल्प म्हटलं जातं. In these region ring-like inflamed areas are found and it is the symptom of this ringworm disease. So here when the infection of skin or foot takes place, it is called as athlete's foot. जे पायाच्या 2 बोटांच्या मध्ये काही वेळेला इन्फेक्शन होतं, and that infection is called as athlete's foot, that is scaly lesions or rashes causes itching and burning between the toes. दोन्ही पायांच्या मध्ये इन्फेक्शन होतं आणि त्यामुळे सतत तिथं खाज सुटते. That infection is called as athlete's foot. And when infection to nail takes place, it is called as onychomycosis. When this fungal pathogen is creating infection to our nail, it is causing a disease called as onychomycosis. Infection to nail, it is called as onychomycosis, and the major symptom of this disease is dry scaly lesions are accompanied by itching. खाज सुटते ज्या ठिकाणी इन्फेक्शन झालेलं असेल आणि त्या ठिकाणी ड्राय स्केली लेजन्स म्हणजे अशी स्किनचे टवके निघाल्यासारखी वरची अशा पद्धतीचं इन्फेक्शन आपल्याला बघायला मिळतं. त्याला ड्राय स्केली लेशन्स असं म्हणलेलं आहे. तर हे आपल्याला इथं महत्त्वाचं लक्षात ठेवायचं आहे. नाव विच आर दी हिअर वी कॅन सी डायग्नोसिस. इट इज बाय ऑब्झर्विंग or the by physical examination on the skin or on the hairs. In hairs मराठीमध्ये आपण त्याला कोंडा होणे म्हणतो. केसामध्ये कोंडा होतो बघा व्हाईट कलरचा असं. दॅट इज द इन्फेक्शन ऑफ दिस फंगल पॅथोजन. सो हिअर दिस इज बाय फिजिकल एक्झामिनेशन वी कॅन डायग्नोज द डिसीज अँड ट्रीटमेंट. इट इज डिफरंट ड्रग्स आर यूज्ड टू ट्रीट द डिसीज. दॅट इज निस्टॅटिन, फ्युकोनाझोल अँड इट्रॅकोनाझोल. So these are the names of the medicines: nystatin, fluconazole and itraconazole. So these are the three different medicines which are used to cure this disease. Now, how to prevent the disease? So first of all, we have to avoid the sharing of utensils, that is sharing of cloths, towels and combs with an infected person. Infected person बरोबर sharing करायचं नाही. Then washing clothes in hot water with fungicidal soap to destroy the fungal pathogen. When some persons are having infection, those clothes are to be washed with warm water and along with the fungicidal soap to destroy the fungal pathogen. So these are the some preventive measures which are used against this ringworm. So these are the two diseases we have completed here. First is the common cold and second is the ringworm. So here the question is that ringworm in humans is caused by bacteria, fungi, nematode, viruses. As just we have seen, the answer is fungal. Okay. Now next question here: which of the following sets of diseases are caused by bacteria? Bacterial diseases कोणते आहेत ते पेर ओळखायचे आहे. So cholera, tetanus, typhoid, smallpox, tetanus, mumps and herpes influenza. So can you guess the answer? Bacterial diseases आपल्याला ओळखायचे आहेत. कुठले कुठले असू शकतील बघा bacterial diseases. So here first option, cholera and tetanus are the bacterial diseases. Remaining diseases इथं आपण लिहिलेले आहेत खाली. Mumps, influenza, herpes and smallpox are viral diseases. Cholera, tetanus and typhoid are bacterial diseases. So cholera, tetanus and typhoid, these three are only bacterial diseases. Remaining are viral diseases. Out of that, cholera is caused by Vibrio cholerae and tetanus is caused by Clostridium tetani. हे नीट एक्झामसाठी महत्त्वाचं आहे म्हणून आपण घेतलेलं आहे. बॅक्टेरियल डिसीजेस कोणते, व्हायरल डिसीजेस कोणते, फंगल डिसीजेस कोणते, त्याची लिस्ट आपल्याला बघायची आहे. So this is the another question. Which of the following disease is caused by a protozoan? Protozoan disease ओळखायचं आहे इथं. सायफिलिस, इन्फ्लुएन्झा, बॅबिसिओसिस आणि प्लास्टोमायकोसिस कुठला असेल? So here we can see syphilis. This disease we have to study in the reproduction chapter. It is a bacterial disease. So it is not the answer. Influenza is virus. Babesiosis we don't know about that, and plastomycosis it is related to fungi. So this is belonging from fungi, virus and bacteria, and we have to identify protozoan disease. So this babesiosis is the protozoan disease. This is the answer here. Babesiosis. This babesiosis is causing malaria-like disease, Babesia bigemina. Protozoan. Syphilis, Treponema pallidum bacterial diseases आहे याच्यामुळे होतो. इन्फ्लुएन्झा व्हायरस आहे आणि प्लास्टोमायकोसिस, प्लास्टोमायसिस, डर्मॅटिडिस फंगस पॅथोजन आहे. सो आन्सर इज दी बॅबेसिओसिस. नाव द नेक्स्ट पॉईंट हिअर देर आर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी हॅव टू सी हिअर डेंग्यू फीवर. It is a small point is given in our this new syllabus. This dengue fever is also caused by viral pathogen. It is also vector-borne disease, but it is caused by dengue virus and female Aedes mosquito. Aedes mosquito is responsible for causing the infection of this dengue. Dengue virus is transmitted through the bite of female Aedes mosquito. That we have to remember. Means here in malarial parasite, female Anopheles mosquito, in case of filariasis, female Culex mosquito, and in case of dengue, female Aedes mosquito. That 3 different types of mosquitoes are transmitting 3 different types of diseases that we have to remember. The mosquito takes up the dengue virus when it sucks the blood of person suffering from the dengue, and then it is transmitted from this female Aedes mosquito. But this dengue virus is not transferred directly from person to person. That we have to also remember. Means only the female Aedes mosquito is responsible for the transmission of this dengue virus. That we have to remember here first of all. Now the last point here, different modes of diseases. For NEET exam we have to remember these different diseases, and there are some mode of transmission. Here we have seen transmission through food and water, means transmission through fecal-oral route. The different diseases which are transmitted by contaminated food or contaminated water, that is food and water. So typhoid, amoebiasis and ascariasis. These 3 diseases which are transmitted through contaminated food and water, and therefore the mode of transmission here is called as a transmission through food and water. That we have to remember: typhoid, amoebiasis and ascariasis. Then airborne diseases. From air the diseases are transferred. So pneumonia and common cold. These 2 diseases are called as airborne diseases because the mode of transmission takes place by this air. Then vector-borne diseases: malaria, female Anopheles mosquito; filariasis, female Culex mosquito; and dengue and chikungunya, female Aedes mosquito. So these are the different diseases which are caused by these vectors. Female Anopheles is responsible for malaria transmission, female Culex is responsible for filarial transmission, and female Aedes is responsible for dengue and chikungunya transmission. Then smallpox, polio, diphtheria, pneumonia and tetanus are controlled by vaccines. So these are the different points which are important for NEET exam. Here the vaccines are used to cure the smallpox, polio, diphtheria, pneumonia and tetanus, that you have to remember. So here we have completed the number of diseases which are caused by different pathogens. The remaining points we have to study in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.